Justin Gaethje gets smoked. Hello, gym nerds. Now, as I explained in the previous video, right, Justin Gaethje was offered a title eliminator with Paddy. He said no. It was a straight title shot. Now, does Justin deserve a straight title shot due to time served? No. Look, Justin has given us some fantastic fights over the years. To be labelled the most violent man in the most violent sport is truly fucking impressive, right? He's won a ridiculous amount of fight night bonuses. But it's all about the here and now. Dana doesn't care about what you did yesterday or the day before that. He cares about what you've done today. Look, Justin just hasn't done enough recently. But could it be also a case that Dana's protecting Justin somewhat from himself?
I'm a violent motherfucker. I'm the most violent lightweight on this planet.
I'll get into all that in a second, yeah, and how and why I believe Ilia absolutely batters Justin Gaethje. And with all these old war dogs like Poirier retiring or coming close to the fucking retirement door, the UFC at the moment, yeah, is struggling to generate those exciting fighters, yeah, who consistently perform, yeah, on pay-per-view cards. You know, your household names, your fan favourites. Dana certainly can't, at this moment in time, afford to have fan favourite Justin Gaethje sent to a completely new and ultimately career-ending fucking dimension, which would ultimately then lead to him leaving the sport for good. That lightweight top 10 a few years ago, yeah, was fucking legendary, right? Especially for us fans. But it was an absolute nightmare for any lightweight contender when you consider who they had to beat just to potentially face the likes of Tony Ferguson, Conor McGregor, Khabib. And then there's the Conor issue, right? Since Conor has left the sport, no new big stars have emerged. At first, we thought maybe Sean O'Malley. And maybe soon to be Ilia. You know, that massive star. Loads of charisma. Huge following. Great mind skills. Ilia could be the next Conor McGregor. He certainly copies everything he says and does. Let's just hope he doesn't go down the old devil's bum fluff route as well. And when I say Ilia copies Conor, you'll get some people replying, yeah, but he's just copying the blueprint for success. And that is true, to a certain point. If Ilia really wants to start creating, yeah, his own legacy, his own brand, his own history, yeah, he needs to stop being a version of Conor McGregor from Wish and show us his true personality.
Connor, do you know what wrestling is?
I can rest my balls on your forehead.
I'm gonna put my balls on your forehead. No, you can't knock me out. Matador! I'm the title artist. Ilia! Right in front of you. Do something about it. Do something about it. I'm here, right in front of you. You sound shit.
But don't get twisted, I love watching Ilia fight. And this run he's been on recently, you know, dispatching all the fighters that I fucking love in spectacular fashion, yeah, could potentially go down in MMA folklore forever. Ilia has everything to become the next Conor McGregor. The following's already there. You know, the looks, the style. Just look how many views, yeah, he got on fucking Joe Rogan. That shows you people are intrigued, people are interested, people are engaged in his whole journey to becoming potentially the greatest fighter of all fucking time.
If he wants to assure his title shot, he has to fight with Justin Gaethje, because if he fights with Arman, I think that Arman's going to beat him. So the easiest path he has right now to get the title shot is Justin.
I mean, Ilia's not wrong. Paddy needs to beat at least one top 5 contender before he even has a whiff of a title shot. I know his last performance came against Michael Chandler, who he beat in impressive fashion, but let's not get twisted. Chandler, going into that fight, had one fight in 4. But as I've already stated, Justin has said no to a title eliminator with Paddy. He wants a straight shot at Ilia, but be careful what you fucking wish for. Well, let's take a look at this then.
He hits harder than almost every 55 of it. It's because a lot of it's genetic, but his technique is legit along with his genetics that God gave him. So, man, he could win the belt, I'm telling you, and defend that belt. He could do some rock star shit at that weight class. You know? That's sick. Well, he'll beat like a guy like Gaethje who's just won. I think he would flatline Gaethje.
Yeah.
He'll put Gaethje in a coma.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll put Gaethje. They don't want to see him do that, bro. They don't want to see him end their poster boy Gaethje like that, because he'll end Gaethje.
And Masvidal's 100% right. We love Justin. Why do we love Justin, I hear you ask? Well, because he always goes to fucking war. But Justin's also the perfect opponent, right, for Ilia. Because he will stand there and trade. He will stand in a pocket and swing it out with fucking anyone. Gaethje, right, will literally be unable to resist the urge to throw down with Ilia. I know it, you know it. It's as simple as that, right? Trevor Whitman is a seriously underrated, high-level striking coach. And even if Big Trev cooks up the best game plan on how Justin can potentially beat Ilia. You just know at some point Justin will completely deviate from that said plan. Throw it completely out the fucking window. People seem to forget, that Trevor Whitman was the man and the brains behind Usman's transition from a dirty, filthy cocksniffer into a destructive striker. And that's exactly why we love Justin, because he always goes to war. But you can't go to war with Ilia, because you'll go to Comerville instead.
An unbelievable battle!
And it's what it comes down to. When you get these fighters who come along once every so often with this almost supernatural, destructive, godlike level of power, when you're facing them, you have to be pitch perfect for 5 times, 5-minute rounds, 0 lapses in fucking concentration, 0 errors. Because Ilia only needs 1 second. And it's game over, fight over, and you're getting stretchered out of the arena. Oxygen mask attached to the face, not knowing what day it is. No doubt there's routes to victory for Gaethje, especially if he starts utilising that calf kick early, which is the same game plan I said Paddy should and most likely will use early on in their fight, keeping it out of range and really taking out that lead leg. Because you have to remember one thing. Gaethje can really chop away at Ilia's lead leg. That's going to eliminate Ilia's main destructive asset, which is the power in his hands. Why is that? Well, because to generate power in your punches, you have to put some weight on that lead leg. If you take that out of the game early on, you're giving yourself a real good chance in the later rounds, the championship rounds. But the only thing history has taught us, right, is that Gaethje loves a dogfight and most likely will get dragged into a said dogfight. And you can't do that with supernatural power. It's irrelevant whether Gaethje has a good chin or not, which he does, by the way. But it's irrelevant. Now, he did show self-discipline, self-control, restraint in his fight with Tony Ferguson. Even in round 5, he was totally in control. He wasn't overreaching. He wasn't out of control. During the exchanges, he was putting his shots together, getting out of range. Putting his shots together, getting out of range. Even though the fight was well in the bag. And like I said, Trevor Whitman is a very, very impressive individual and striking coach. So who knows? It'd be a brilliant fight to watch either way. But I generally think that Ilia's going to absolutely flatline him.